Let's support our coverage using Blueberry, the community that gives creators the ability to make money, get detailed audience measurements, and host their audio and video. Get 30 days to try out the service using promo code BLUBRRY004.
Hi, Ken. Welcome. My name is Don Baine, and I am the Gadget Professor, and you are Ken Huang. Is that pronounced right?
That's right, Ken Huang.
I got it. Yeah. And you were with a company called HOVERAir.
That's right.
Okay. Now, folks, if you're not familiar with HOVERAir, I got to tell you from a personal standpoint of view, literally, you can't go on the internet, you can't go on Facebook, Instagram, you can't go anywhere without seeing HOVERAir, and they make drones, and they have come from a small company. They had one unit out, I believe it was the X1 last year.
Yes.
Tremendous success, and what I personally like about them is they're gigantically user-friendly. So if you're intimidated or afraid of flying a drone, stop. Take a look at this HOVERAir, and I'm going to be quiet. I'm very excited, and we'll let Ken take it over. Thank you again for coming.
Sure, my pleasure. Yeah, so I have one thing to correct. Like,
please.
It looks like a drone, but we call it as the flying camera because it's completely different from a drone.
Good point.
Yes.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
Absolutely. So, traditional drone is like quite dangerous. It's like
yes,
propellers
they are.
Open, and we are very different. It's foldable. It's easy to use.
Okay, you can see that close up, right?
Yeah.
This is the actual product. Now, what model is this one you're showing?
This one is Pro Max.
Okay, and you have 3 models?
Yes.
Okay.
So we have 3 models, Pro Max, and X1. So X1 was launched in 2023.
Okay.
And it was incredibly popular.
Yeah, it was. It was. I think it was the drone of the year.
That's right. That's right.
He's very modest. It was the drone of the year. And believe me, that space is crowded. But we're not calling it a drone.
Flying camera. Yeah, we're
educating. It was the flying
everybody.
camera of the year.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, so, we started our journey about 10 years ago. We launched the first product called Hover Passport, which is like similar concept. It flies by itself. It can fold. It can put it into a pocket. But it's actually, at that time, it was the first generation, so it's still like quite big, quite heavy, and doesn't fly as fast. So over the last 10 years also, we have developed our products and came up with this one, X1. It's much smaller. It's very light. You can feel it. It's very light.
Honest to God, I mean, I think a pack of cigarettes, bad example, weighs more than this. And look how portable it is. It's light. Again, you can easily put this in your pocket. And boy, I'll tell you, I've seen these on the web, videos. They fly. He might even fly one for us. We'll see.
Yeah, so, this one is really good for everyday, everyone usage. Because previously, drone is mostly accessed by tech geeks or those are very professional pilots. But this one is used by a lot of people, everybody, from kids to, anyone.
Right.
So
a child can actually use this. So if you have a grandkid or a child, whatever, this is such a fantastic device. I mean, talk about creating imagination and just, fun stuff. This is it.
Yeah, so I'll give you an example. I brought this home, and then my 5-year-old, he just, without telling us, took it to his kindergarten. And then at the end of the day, when I took it back and I downloaded a bunch of kids' face, and then there was what's that? So they're so happy. I didn't know that he took it to the school until I took it back and then downloaded, what the heck? Why
that is
are
awesome.
there so
That's
many
great.
kids' face?
And you didn't know that he had the drone, taking it to school.
Yeah, he took it to school.
And he obviously, at 5 years old, knew how to fly it.
Yeah, obviously. And all his classmates used it.
Oh, is that right?
So, yeah.
See, that's the point. This is high-level user-friendly. And kids just love these things. I mean, it's just adults love them. It's such a blast.
Yeah, so my wife loves it as well. She is a professional photographer, and she really wants to capture kids riding on the bicycle.
Right.
So she used to have her own cameras,
and
then holding on a gimbal and riding a bicycle right after the kids, and she fell down with both her camera, with the camera and herself. So once she know oh, this one is amazing, address exact that, and she was never in the photo with the kids because she was the person taking the camera.
Yeah.
So we always said the person who's holding the camera is never in the camera. So the idea was that camera was created to capture the precious moment in your life. But when you're taking that, you're out of the moment.
Absolutely.
So like with this, you can always with the ones you love and immerse in that moment. And someone else is taking care of that.
Okay. Let's talk about specifications. I think people out there want to know, what kind of resolutions. Does it take stills? Does it take videos? All that kind of stuff.
So we have like 3 products. And, like this one's popular.
Let's just hold them up a little bit.
Yeah.
So there you go. Okay, you're good.
So we have 3. So this one, when it was launched, like people loved like portability, foldable, and self-flying.
That's the X1.
Yeah, X1.
People still buy that. It still works. It's great.
Absolutely. It's like for everyone, everyday usage. And then, but we also hear from our users that there are something that aren't as satisfactory for a specific use case. For example, it doesn't fly over water. It's not flying fast enough to capture, action sports.
Now the water drives it crazy. The sensors.
Yeah. So because we're using like computer vision.
Can you show that?
Yeah, at the bottom. So at the bottom there is a little camera here that captures the images below it and then use it to navigate. But if the texture under the camera is not clear enough, it cannot fly.
So the water essentially to the camera looks blurry, and they can't lock onto anything because it's kind of sort of moving.
That's right. So and also it doesn't fly fast enough. It cannot fly under extreme cold. A lot of people take it to like snowboarding or skiing, and the battery doesn't last as long.
Okay.
So with all of these feedbacks that we took from our users, we upgraded into these 2 products.
And you did it very fast. That's the part that gets me. I mean, you moved fast.
9 months.
That's nothing.
So the product was launched at the end of 2023, and then right after that, we heard a lot of feedbacks from our users, and from that, we start upgrading our next generation of products. So we launched it in August 26 on Indiegogo in 2024, and then it hits the close to 5 million, 2.7 million crowdfunding on Indiegogo, and it was the largest project in Indiegogo
in
2024.
Something? Is that right?
Yeah, the single largest across all categories.
Wow, what an accomplishment. I mean, that's something. That's really something.
Yeah, so we're very honored. So the key upgrades are, include a few things. One is obviously the camera has significantly upgraded.
Can you get a shot on that one? I think it's a little better. There you go. I think it's better for them to see.
Cool. So so this one is 2.7K, 1 axis stabilization, the gimbal here. But here, this Pro has like two axes. So it has 4K video. This one is 2.7K.
Okay.
This one is 8K. So the camera quality obviously improved, a lot. And this one can we are benchmarking iPhone 16 Pro Max in the image quality.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so
I did not know
so
that.
we literally took this, and with iPhone 16 Pro Max, the image looks very similar. Yeah, we benchmark that. And also the flight time, people told us, it's not long enough. This one is around 11 minutes. These 2 flies about 16 minutes.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So so these are the 2 differences, and the other one is obviously the flight speed. These 2 flies much faster, about 26 miles per hour.
That's considerable.
Yeah, up to 32 miles per hour at the burst. So it's able to capture or follow the cycling or skiing, snowboarding. And last one is that there is obstacle avoidance. So this one does not have a sensor.
That's very important. Optical avoidance is just what it sounds like. It's going to see things and go, I'm not going to go here, I'm going to go here. And, that works. It works, in all honesty, to a point. There are situations, and God knows what you can get into when you're flying, a tree branch, whatever. So any company that makes these, it's not 100% foolproof, but it's definitely better than not having it.
Yeah, that's right. So X1 doesn't have the obstacle avoidance. The Pro has obstacle avoidance with the proximity sensor, and then Pro Max has the additionally a computer vision obstacle avoidance.
All right, for the sake of time, let's talk about pricing, or how affordable are these units?
Okay, so 3 units, they're priced at $299.
That's for the X1.
X1.
Okay.
$499 for Pro, and then $699. So $300, $500, and $700.
It's very reasonable.
Yeah.
Now, can I get extra batteries with this, or do you have kits that I can, buy a kit that comes not only with the drone but with the charger and an extra battery, or whatever?
Yeah, so we do have a combo. We have various combos. So like we have combos with only a charger and battery. We have combos also with this accessory. So this accessory won the Best Innovation Award in 2024 CES, and this one is called Beacon and Joystick Bundle. So essentially, it's a remote control that you can see the real-time image on this beacon.
Exactly.
And you can control it. You can call it home. If you're going too fast, it loses you. You press here, it flies back automatically to you. You can attach it to your wrists, or
that's quite ingenious.
Put it at the handlebar of your bike, so you don't need to turn around to see where the camera is. You can see the camera's image from this. And also for those professional drone pilots, you can attach this joystick and use one-handed control. It has motion control. It can control here. It can also allow the users to have two-handed control.
Wow.
And if you want to see the screen in a bigger one, then you can attach your phone onto this controller.
Oh my God!
So
I did not know that.
Yeah. So it's pretty much user-based. We give the options to the users.
Right.
You can decide whether you want to use the camera with no phones or no controller. That's totally okay. Or you can choose to use one beacon or one joystick, 2 joystick, or with your phone. It's totally up to you.
See, that's what I like about this company. You get anything you want, or if you don't want all this stuff, you can buy a smaller unit. Now, what I would like you to do, I'm afraid to ask, can you
fly here?
Can you fly that
here?
Yeah,
let's try it. Do it.
I have no idea. He's the expert. I wouldn't try this if it were me, but look how good these things are.
One question, can it take any phone, Android, iPhone?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, it takes both.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so it's very simple. So this one, you just click one button. And then it flies off your hand.
Oh my God.
And once it turned red, it recognized my face. And if I turn around and start walking, it just follows me.
There it is. Now he's moving. You can see the drone following him.
So if I move over here, it just turn around and capture my
How cool is
phone.
that? How cool is that?
Yeah, so it's actually very automatic. And you don't need to do anything. You don't need to bring any phone or remote controller. It just follows.
So these are pre-programmed already in it. You don't need to be a scientist. You push the button and it knows where it's got to go. And I'm looking at it. It works.
Yeah. And it takes like 8K video. You can download it to your phone, and then you can share it with anyone. And if you're done, you just put your hand below it.
Yep.
It lands on your hand.
Wow.
And put it back to your pocket, and you're good to go.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I don't think there's any other device anywhere on the market that is as complete as this.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't make a lot of noise either.
No.
Now, the fact, he just came here. We didn't rehearse or anything, but the fact that he can just put it in his palm, push the button, you saw it work, and it also follows him. So, like I said, you're not going to, in my opinion, and I see thousands of things daily, pretty impressive. And the fact that you raised so much money, you set a record. Obviously, people believe in this. I'm getting the signal, but I got two quick questions. One, what about a warranty? What happens if it crashes or whatever? Will it withstand the crash within reason? I know if a car's gonna run over it, I'm not gonna survive that. Let's be reasonable.
Yeah.
But is there any kind of warranty that comes with that?
Yes, obviously, we have 1-year warranty that protects that, and also we have a HOVERAir.
So like an insurance thing?
Yes.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so like if you mistakenly throw it into the water, or sit on it or crash it, although we have very special design. This material is called hyper-elastic material that it's bouncy. So even if it crushes anything, it's actually quite protective. It doesn't really, hurt.
It's very impressive.
So, but even if you, for example, in very extreme case that you break it, then we still have HOVERAir that can protect you. We can exchange new products to you with that care, so so that you can use it freely.
I can't find anything bad with it. I'm looking like it's all there. Ken, what do you do for the company?
I'm the Chief Marketing Officer for the company.
Well, you do a good job, I'll tell you that. It's very, very impressive. What I'd like to do is after CES is over and everybody gets back to their normal life, whatever that was, I'd like to invite you to come back on the Gadget Professor show. And what I'd like to do is spend like a half hour-ish, again on your time,
Absolutely.
45 minutes, and then we can have people actually call in if
that
you'd like
and
ask questions live.
Sure.
And then we'll put this up on the internet for everybody to learn and enjoy.
Cool.
I'm blown away by the flying camera. It's all I could tell you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I really enjoyed this. This is one of the most fun interviews I've had.
Me too.
Really cool.
Awesome. All right.
What about where can I fly this? I know people are wondering that. Am I restricted areas or?
Okay.
I don't need a license.
You don't need a license.
Okay.
200. This is 192 grams, so you need a license above 250.
Okay, so we're fine.
Yeah.
With any of the models.
Yes. You don't need a license, but obviously, like for those like military base or embassies,
you got to use your head as with anything. I mean, people get all riled up. Oh, I can't fly it here.
Yeah.
Come on, let's be reasonable about it. You don't want to interfere with fire. One guy today crashed his drone into a a plane that was delivering water in California.
No.
Yeah, and they're definitely looking for that guy.
Yeah, you need to comply to local regulations and be sensible to the environments that you're in.
Yeah, very good. Again,
All
thank you so much. I enjoyed it. Thank you.
My pleasure. All right.
See you soon.
later.
Thanks. Well, there you go, folks.
The Tech Podcast Network's CES 2025 coverage is executive produced by Adam Barker. Technical director is Kirk Corliss. Associate producers are Nancy Ertz, Tracy Ingram, Xerxes Goddard, Brandy Jackson, and Aviva Cram. Voiceover by Aaron Hurst. Our hosts are Marlo Anderson, Don Baine, and Scott Ertz. Studio and equipment are provided by PLUGHITZ Productions. The TPN studio executive is Todd Cochran. This has been a Tech Podcast Network production, copyright 2025.